so outrageous that the KO looks like it's going to be a better option. I thought I would never say that. And when I originally started this video, like my initial thoughts was basically the rising price, the ridiculous rising price of Hasbro. And this isn't just Transformers. This is happening. I do feel that while I was kind of okay, fine with them raising prices because their cost of doing business went up, but to transfer that cost to us, to the consumers, I feel like Hasbro is shooting themselves in the foot. And this even comes back to like the Power Ranger brand, right? They purchased the Power Ranger brand, and they started the Lightning Collection, the Zap Project. They did Beast Morphers, and they did Dino Fury, and then Cosmic Fury, and Once and Always. I don't have the numbers. I don't know how well that did for Hasbro, but even with Hasbro refusing now to do any kind of I know it was like a couple years ago now, but they wanted to be like a video game company. But like, no, you guys are a toy company. And of course, we haven't seen anything from that. We haven't seen any games from that, you know? So I feel like Hasbro is doing extremely terrible when it comes to like their marketing to fans in terms of the price, you know? And it really hurts because this is like the 40th anniversary for the 86 movie, and they're doing this whole apology tour thing. And I don't really know what this apology tour is about, because all they're doing is just trying to suck more and more money out of us while shrinking the product. If you were to take a Transformer figure, a Chug figure from like 2010, and compare it to a Transformer of today, the size difference is astonishing. Now, there are some leader class figures that I have the original movie line figures, and some of those figures are really big, and they're leader class figures. And some of the current leader class figures are about the same size. Now, granted, there's also complexity, but if you compare those figures, while I would argue the figures of today are they're better engineered, but for whatever reason, Hasbro has been cutting cost after cost. They have shrunk the deluxe class down to almost about maybe half the size bigger than what a core class figure is. And then the Voyager class figure has become the size of what a deluxe class used to be. And then leader class figures are slowly drifting down to what a Voyager class figure was in terms of scaling. Now, I know Hasbro has come out and said that, you know, Deluxe, Voyager, Leader, Commander, and Titan, they are not size classifications. They used to be. You used to know if you wanted a Bumblebee, it was a deluxe class figure. If you needed a Megatron, a Soundwave, or an Optimus Prime, they were a leader class figure. If you were looking for, say, like a larger figure in terms of the scale, like say Jetfire, they were a Commander class figure. And then, of course, if you're looking for like a standard Carbot, like the Dotson brothers, or like a Seeker, those were Voyager class figures. Now, while that still holds true today, there's been multiple times when they have released a Voyager class figure and they have shipped it as a leader class figure, justifying, oh, it came with a trailer. When prior to 10 years ago, you would have gotten that Voyager class figure with a trailer, and it would have been that price point. Now, I understand, and like the reason I'm bringing this up, because as you can see on this site, right, I'm on the Hasbro site right now. So we have absurd, like, okay, so we have a deluxe class War for Cybertron Deluxe runabout for $27.99. That figure, when it originally was released, sold for like $19. Look it up. It sold for $19. Deluxe figures sold for $19. Voyager figures sold for around $25. And leader class figures sold for around $35. $35-ish dollars. Now they are $60. Okay. Now $27 compared to $19 isn't that much of a jump, but I'm going to show you here. So let's kind of hit now. So here is War for Cybertron Siege Deluxe Class. I want you guys to see something here. It originally came out during, when the War for Cybertron series was running, and I want to say that was around 2018. So it was at least 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And now here's another figure, and is being sold for $42.99, which this is the new price. This is the new price point. A deluxe class figure is $42.99. Now, I want to say when I bought the Transformers Legacy, I want to say that Commander class figures were originally $89. And I want to say that I got my Armada Prime for $89. But don't quote me on. For Leader class figures is $79.99. Let that sink in for a moment. $80. Why? Why is that $80? I'm not buying it. As much as I would love to have this version of Optimus Prime, I'm not buying it. Now, I'm not somebody who would say, go buy the KO. I'm never going to tell you to buy the KO over the official. Did I buy a KO of Hot Rod? Did I buy a Masterpiece here? Did I buy a KO of Prowl? I did. Because I cannot find the official Masterpiece versions for a decent price. Like, I'm okay paying 10 or 20% late tax on those things, but I'm not paying 400%. I found a Hot Rod for like $700 on eBay. I'm not paying that. I'll pay $200 maybe. Actually, probably not, because it's not a great mold. It's not a great figure. Now, I know a while ago there was a Studio Series KO that was being produced by some random company, and it also came with the options of having Optimus Prime or Megatron's arm, like you could replace it. And then it also came with like null rays and wings and Starscream's head, so you can do that one episode from G1 where Starscream disguised himself as Optimus Prime, and it came with a whole bunch of other accessories plus the trailer and roller and all that stuff. And I think they wanted $50 for it. Now it's also a KO, so you expect to pay super cheap price. But think about all you're getting. And you have to stop and think is, yes, they did steal the mold. Yes, they are reverse engineered it. And yes, they're stealing, they didn't put any work into designing the figure, but they sure did put in work to design that Megatron arm. They sure put the work in to design those null rays and wings and the head and all these other accessories that the Studio Series didn't come with. So, I mean, that's gotta be something. But like, and I also did buy the KO of Scourge from Rise of the Beast and Optimus Prime because I could never find those in store. But I did eventually find the Optimus Prime at a Walmart, and I did purchase it. So I own both the KO and the regular one. And I recently just found Scourge reissued in the stores, and I did buy it. So I'm a man of my word. If I say I buy a KO because I can't find the official, and I do find the official, and I can buy it at a decent price, I do buy it. Because I do believe you should support the companies that are making the official product. But at what point does the price of the licensed product become so outrageous that the KO looks like it's going to be a better option? I thought I would never say that. And when I originally started this video, like my initial thoughts was basically the rising price, the ridiculous rising price of Hasbro. And this isn't just Transformers. This is happening. That's $20 more. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And it's crazy because I told myself that I was going to start doing more chug content for Transformers. But because of this, when the price goes up, when I walk into a Walmart or Target or just any store in general and I see a leader class figure for $79.99, even if I really want it, I'm not buying it. And if you want this to stop, there's only one thing you can do to stop this from happening. Show Hasbro with your wallet. And I get it. There's a lot of people out there that are afraid to use their credit cards online, or they don't trust websites like they don't trust websites like Agabus or Show Z Store, TF Safari, Nick the Toy Guy. they don't trust these websites. They don't trust them because they're, you know, or the third party websites, you know, they're third party vendors, and they're like, I'm not gonna buy third. I was the same way. I was the exact same way when I got into third party, and it was like around 2017. I was looking to buy a Devastator figure, and I came across a couple on Amazon, and I didn't know what it was, and I started doing my research, and that's when I discovered third party. And this was like 2017, maybe it might have been 2018. I have to go back and look at my history on my Amazon shopping history to see exactly when I purchased that Hercules, that Toy World Hercules, because that was the very first third party figure that I purchased, and it's been a snowball since then. And so I understand how some people are like, well, it's not official, it's not licensed, I don't want to support it. I fully understand that. Same thing when people say, I'm not going to buy a KO, it's not official, it's you're stealing the IP. Like, I get it. I understand. I am with you. If you can purchase the official copy, and this goes for anything, not just Transformers, versus buying a knockoff of it, I would say yes, buy the official licensed product. Support the company. Because here's the thing, those KO companies, they're making a quick buck. And I know there's a lot of people out there, they're going to say, I'm going to wait for the KO. I'll wait for the KO. But here's the thing. With this now, and it's going to be interesting to see how this develops when all the Transformers figures jump up to this price, how prominent the KO market becomes for these figures and how rapid it happens. Because right now you can get a lot of these figures, like the KO versions of these, a lot of different websites. I'm not going to say what websites. You go ahead and do your own research when it comes to that. But I will say this, it's a very, very interesting kind of thing to think about when it comes to KO and it comes to Transformers, because it's a really big topic in the community where people are like, you have one side that says KOs are not okay because you're stealing the IP. And I agree with you. I am 100% on board with you. But also somebody who owns KOs, and people say, oh no, I'm going to buy the KO because the official is too expensive. There's two sides of that coin. You have people that's like, I'm not going to buy from a big corporation company, so they buy the KO. And they think they're hurting the company by doing that. You are hurting the company, but if you hurt the company too much and they stop producing the thing you love, then there's no KOs for you to buy. Does that I hope that makes sense to you guys. Like, if and that's why I said it'll be interesting to see what happens with this price increase. That was the first thing I thought about when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a video, we're gonna talk about this price increase. And I was like looking at it, and I was like, the price is that much. Like before it was like a couple bucks, like $3-4 here, but like leader class going from 55 to almost going to $80. What is commander class gonna be? Is it gonna be $140 now? What about Titan class figures? Like they're gonna be doing these Dinobots. Are they gonna be like $250 now? Are they gonna be like $260? Because I think they're $199. They're $200 now. And I don't think that's worth it. That's why I'm not going in on the Grimlock. As much as I would love to get the other Dinobots for my display from that movie, even though it's not my favorite movie, but I want a representation. I want a representation of that history in time. But I'm never gonna get the leader class versions. They're not gonna do them now, and I'm sure as hell not gonna pay $80 for them. So all I can say, guys, is there's only one way that you can stop Hasbro from raising these prices, and that's just speak with your wallet. Do not go out and buy KOs. But you know what? If you want to buy KOs, do it. I mean, like, I can't stop you, but just know that just don't pretend. Don't pretend. Don't be like, oh yeah, I got MP44. If it's a KO sale, like I say it all the time, like oh yeah, this is this figure, this is this figure, this is the KO of this figure. You know, I do have some KO. I do have some Masterpiece KOs. I mean, some of these are hard to get, you know, and like I have a Masterpiece version of Megatron, the Masterpiece version, and I think I spent $200 for it, which is kind of a lot of, well, yeah, about $200 for it. It's a lot, But the official version, which is out of print, has been out of print for a long time now, is like almost $1,000. Why would I spend $1,000 on something when I can get it for $200? And in that situation, I'm not paying $1,000 to Hasbro or Dakara. I'm paying $1,000 to Joe Schmo off the street who got the figure early, or got the figure when it was released, or they bought a whole bunch of them. Or some of the sneezy people that like to put up KOs and call them official on eBay. So be careful of that. I've run into that a couple times. Always look at how many they've sold. If you see something on eBay and it is a Transformer figure and it's like in box and it's like a figure that's old, they're like, man, I can't. That's a really cheap price, and the price is cheap, like not like super cheap, but like that looks kind of suspicious. And I bought it. I was like, boom, buy. Somebody messed up. And then I got it, and when I got it, I looked at the box. I was like, why does the box look like it's been copy pasted on there? And it turns out, because then I went back to the listing, and it turns out they had sold 50 of them. I bought a KO, and it's fine, and it's not, and it's a really bad KO. Like the tolerance are bad. It's a really bad figure. But just pay attention to what you're buying. So if you do decide, be sure to pay attention to what you're buying. But yeah, guys, a lot of information for me to cover in today's episode of Prime Talk. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and leave me a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.